Hi, I'm Jerry Byrne. I'm the chairman of the European Tour Caddies Association, and you're watching golfjug.com. It's easy to say the first 2 years was just like a holiday. I was like every other golf fan in the world, my dream job. I got it by accident because I was marshalling at the Irish Open in '96, and I got a tap on the shoulder to say, my caddy hasn't shown up this morning. Is there any chance he'll carry the bag? And I thought, geez, how good is this, yeah. So off I went for 6 holes with Gary Emerson. And after the 6 holes, his caddy showed up and I was hooked. So I thought, is there any way I could possibly do this? So I took a career break from the civil service for 6 months, borrowed 3,000 punts it was then from my dad, and decided to give it a bash. Gary Emerson gave me a 2-week trial, and he came 16th and 6th in the 2 tournaments. He said I was absolutely useless, but he said they were the best 2 weeks he's had for a while, so if I could learn very quickly, he'd keep me on, and kept me for, 5 years. As I'm getting older, it's getting a little bit harder. Yeah, because the courses are getting longer and we're still going to very hot places. Like in a couple of weeks' time, I'm on my way to Malaysia, which will be probably 45 degrees and 80% humidity. But the job of caddy has changed over the years as well. So as the yardage books have become more precise, we've had to do less preparatory work on the golf course. So you tend to do a lot more psychological work now with your golfer, and you need to probably pay a lot more attention to the golf swing and watch for stuff that goes right and wrong in the golf swing, make sure his posture is okay, his grip is okay, ball position, all that sort of stuff is more important now than the going out and marking the yardage charts yourself. It's difficult, but it's not something that's new to Irish people to be away from home for work, and lucky enough in that the time off you get to spend quite a lot of time at home, and it's more quality time because rather than sort of going to work 9 to 5, you get to spend sort of 2 or 3 weeks off, with the kids, and it's good fun. The first 2 years, I said, was like a holiday. I was, sitting in courtesy cars with Jose Maria Lazabal and Monty, and think, oh man, this is, telling all your friends at home. So once the 2 years pass by and it starts becoming a job, then you actually become a bit better at it. You stop standing in awe looking at people, and you realise I need to get a bit better at this. The next 4 or 5 years, I've just learned my trade, really sort of knuckle down to try and learn what I was doing. And then after that, it becomes, I suppose it's a bit unfair to say like a factory, but you end up with players through luck rather than any sort of great design. It seems to be whenever you finish up with a player, whoever's available at that time, you sort of throw your hat into the ring and you end up with somebody, and after a couple of months you realise sometimes this man isn't going to change my life. But at the same time, if you leave him, you're then seen as somebody who's not loyal, so it's there's a lot of time serving to be done. And people can come out and win their 2nd or 3rd week out, and you think, it's not fair. It's more a case that the job has changed. There's not so much. There's very few people go out drinking now on a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, because it's serious business now. And like a lot of caddies go to the gym now. As you can see, I'm not one of them, but it's very serious. People, they sort of live, breathe, and eat golf on the European Tour. There's no real sort of fun anymore, but that's fine. It's a very rewarding job if you can sort of get the right player and get paid the right money. But even nowadays, players can realise that there's a lot more caddies than there are golfers, so they can negotiate reduction in wages, and there's a lot of good caddies out there now, and there are a lot of good caddies who don't have jobs at the moment. So it's quite tough, and you've got to be more careful, sort of probably be nicer to the golfers than you used to have to be.